attachment to it. It shouldn't be just like from a knock basis ki like, yeah, everybody writes it and I will also write it. It's not like that. Even I am not into sports. I don't like doing a lot of different stuff. I keep that particular column for me empty always. But I don't want to share my personal life with somebody else. That is totally a thing for you guys itself. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. So that was a brief about the resume and everything. Let's get started with how these companies are actually hiring. So they will first ask you to submit your resume. Nobody gives a shit. Everybody will get an online coding assessment. Okay, every one of these companies that is there, like whether it be TCS, Infosys, you are having Google, Microsoft, Amazon, every one of these companies have an online coding tests that they take up at any point of time. Are you guys familiar with these online coding tests, guys? Please do let me know. Are you guys familiar with these online coding tests, guys? Please do let me know, guys. Akash, Akash Andulkar, your question will be answered. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. So, okay, so many of you guys don't even know about it. That is the kind of thing that I want you guys to be aware of. Okay, so that, okay, no issues in that. So let's try to understand this. Every one of these companies will be organizing some online coding tests. Okay, online coding tests. Now these tests will be of 60. These tests will be of 60 to 90 minutes long. It does not take a lot of to 90 minutes long, and it will have 2 to 3 coding questions inside of it. Now, if you want to see some examples of these coding questions, I've already suggested you 2 platforms for the same. That is LeetCode and CodeChef. You guys have no idea how these questions look like, what type of questions these are, how it will appear like in my exam itself. Okay, in that particular case, just go to LeetCode or CodeChef, open up some of the questions. You will be able to understand it right over there, that what these like questions are meant to be, these 2 to 3 questions that are going to be there. Now this is very important, guys. If you're not listening to me, you're not able to understand it, it's totally up to your particular perception itself. Now this is going to make your career or break your career itself. Just getting certificates are not going to help you guys out. Getting certificates is basically just like ki, yeah, I know Python, you can ask me any questions about Python itself, and then the interview will start asking you questions about Python. If you're not even attended the class properly, you will not be able to answer them as well, and then the interview will go south. But like I said, these 2 to 3 questions that are going to be there by LeetCode and CodeChef, you will have to have proper knowledge of data structures and algorithms and competitive programming for that, to be able to solve these particular questions. Without that, you won't be able to solve it. LeetCode, CodeChef, I already provided you guys with the resources. Try to learn from them as soon as possible. Now, any position that you are applying for, data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, full stack web developer, front end engineer, back end engineer, you are having cloud engineer, you are having your DevOps engineer, software engineer, software development engineers, whatever terms that you have heard about. If it is remotely related to IT, if it is remotely related to an IT firm itself, okay, if it is remotely related to an IT firm, then this process, you cannot avoid this. Okay, you cannot avoid this entire process itself, guys. That is what I'm trying to make sure that you guys are able to understand. This process of online coding tests and having data structure algorithms and competitive programming, okay, you cannot avoid it. If you are planning to go into any, if you are planning to venture into any one of these fields as well, you have to do it. You don't have any options right over there. Okay. Okay, so in that as well, like I said, once this particular round is over, if you are able to solve these 2 to 3 coding questions, and if you guys want to understand how these coding questions look like, what is the intensity of these coding questions, how hard it is going to be, please take a look at LeetCode and CodeChef. Both of them are free platforms. Please try to explore them as much as possible so that you are able to understand the same as well. Okay, so once this data structures, algorithms and competitive programming is completed, and if you are able to clear this online coding round itself, then and only then you are able to get a chance to interview with that company. Then and only then you are able to get a chance to even sit before a particular person from that company to listen to whatever you want to say. Nothing less, nothing more. Now, what particular language should I select for learning data structures, algorithms, and competitive programming? And will it be useful for me in the future as well? Now, for 6 years of me being in the industry, I've never used data structures, algorithms, or competitive programming as a particular concept in my work. If you want to shift to a new company, if you want to join a company that is an IT based company, you have to learn DSACP. Without that, you won't be able to get in. Okay, so okay, so once you have selected for and you were able to clear it as well, the interview, if you got selected, you performed well into the text itself, the interview will be of 3 different types. Okay, the A, B, and C. Every single company, for example, Google has 8 interviews. Then I gave the interview rounds for Google. There were 8 interviews, and from 8 interviews itself, all the interviews can be categorized into these 3 formats itself. Not less, not more. Only these 3 formats. The first one being extremely simple, that is your data structures and algorithms round, DSA, and your programming language of choice. Whatever you choose as the language for doing data structure, algorithms, and competitive programming, that language based questions will be there. They will be asking questions related to that language itself, OOPS concept, inheritance, all this kind of stuff. And data structures and algorithms will be asked to you. You'll be given a question, internships that you have done, whatever offerings that you have to give to the company itself, that okay, I am capable enough of this, is looked at right over here in this technical round. All your projects and everything, all the bullshit that you are being fed, that you have to showcase in this particular round itself. So just think about it. Before this round, just get to this particular round itself. It was an online coding test, data structures, algorithms, and competitive programming. Again, an interview round for DSA itself. If you're not able to have a good command over DSA CP, you're not going to get a chance to interview with these companies as well. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. And one more thing, guys, see, for cybersecurity, many of the students are like, I want to be a cybersecurity engineer. I want to be a cybersecurity engineer. That too, I'll be letting you guys know. We had a program in cybersecurity. I closed it down. It's because of one fact. There are no jobs in cybersecurity for a freshie in India. For a freshie in India, there are no. Any job profile in cybersecurity requires at least 2 to 3 years of experience in backend web development or web development in general itself. If you guys don't have experience, and by experience I'm not talking about like just making projects sitting in your dorm room, I'm talking about real life experience working in a company itself. So if you're thinking about getting into like ethical hacking, you're thinking about getting into cybersecurity domain, like buzzwords, blockchain engineer, and all this kind of shit. Okay, so listen, in India, that's the real hard fact, that there are no jobs right over there. Okay, if you want to get into that, there's a lot of like prerequisites that are required, and you guys don't even know what are the 5 ports that exist in like a proper laptop. You guys are not ready for that player. Like, see, the point being, once you're able to secure a job, once you know that you have a good foundation, you are getting paid 3 lakh rupees a month itself to do software, and you are able to learn right over there, then you can decide that okay, I want to pursue this particular hobby of mine, that is to learn cybersecurity or to learn how to become an ethical hacker. But being a senior, if you guys respect me enough, if you guys want to understand this particular concept, there are no jobs right over there. I'm telling you guys, in C itself, in some of the colleges, some of the people are from like civil, mechanical, chemical, so they don't even know about that as well. So first of all, C as a programming language is very outdated. Okay, and like I said, you are going to use it for a online coding assessment. You have 60 minutes to code 2 to 3 questions. You don't have enough time. C as a language requires a lot of words to type out to do the exact same things that can be done very easily in C++ and Java, or even Python and JavaScript in that particular fact. So C is out of the race right over there. First options will be C++, Java, Python, and JavaScript. After that, the second option that I'm giving you guys is a broader perspective, which you will only be able to understand if you have given a lot of